Dear students, today we will learn about pH scale. Now you have seen the strength of the acid or base we cannot find by using just litmus paper. Litmus paper can be used to detect whether the given solution is acid or base. Now I want to find the quantitative measure of the hydrogen ion or hydroxide ion present in a solution. Now how we can do this? To help you, we have a scale called pH scale. Now before learning about pH scale, we have indicator called universal indicator which will detect the strength of the hydrogen ion in a solution or whether it is acid or base. By using a single indicator we can find out. Now this is the universal indicator paper strip here. By using this we can find whether it is an acid or base. Okay. It is actually by mixing several indicators they prepared universal indicator. Now before using this, now we will learn about pH scale. Okay. Now pH scale is a scale where the concentration of the hydrogen ion can be found out. P stands for potence. In German, it means power, the strength, and H stands for hydrogen ions. Hydrogen or hydrogen ions. Now, what it has? It is just a scale with the numbers 0 to 14. A scale, I will draw a line to indicate the numbers. It starting from 0 to 14 numbers, and the numbers will help us to indicate the strength of the acid or H plus ions. The number 7 in the pH scale indicates it is neutral. The solution is neutral, not acidic or not basic. If you come below the 7 number in the pH scale, it indicates the solution is acidic. And if the pH value is greater than 7, it indicates it is basic in nature. In other words, the strength of the hydrogen ion decreases. If you move towards the bigger number of the pH scale, the strength of hydrogen ion decreases, whereas the acidic nature, if you move towards this side, away from the 7, this direction, the acidic nature increases. Acidic nature increases. Or strength of the hydrogen ion increases if you move this side. And if you move towards the 14 number in the pH scale, here the hydrogen ion, or if you won't consider, since it is basic nature, if you consider OH ion here, okay, OH ion strength increases, the basic nature increases. Now here the universal indicator, can you see here different colors are given, and this page also you can see the different colors and some numbers are written in it. Now each number indicates the pH of its particular solution, and that solution, if you dip this indicator, that color, if it is red color, if you get, it is a strong acid, or if you get blue color after dipping this universal indicator, blue color if you get, it is basic in nature. For example, I will show you one example just by using this indicator. Now I have a calcium hydroxide solution with me. It is a base. So which color I will get now? This is the universal indicator I am using. Now can you see blue color? It is base. other side or another also I can use it, strip. This is the other side, little bit is there without reacted with the base. This side I will dip it, or separate paper also I can use. Now can you see? Now I have taken acid, hydrochloric acid. Now see the change in color. I have got now pink color. So depending upon the strength of hydrogen ion, the color of this universal indicator changes, and depending upon the color, we can find it is pH value is how much, 1 or 2 or 14. So 0 to 14. Below 7, it is acidic in nature. The pH above the 7, it is basic in nature, and the 7 is neutral. The distilled water, the pH is 7. Now what is the use of pH in our daily life? You have seen the organisms some of the organisms will survive in nature in a small range of pH. And even our human bodies, the different reaction takes place, different metabolic actions takes place. It depends the pH. So pH of our body, when it is between 7 to 7.8, within that range the reactions, metabolic reaction takes place. And one more case is acidic rain. Acid rain you will call in nature. If pollution is more, some places will have acidic rain, right? Now how to find out water is acidic in nature? No doubt, because due to pollution, sulfur dioxide gas or nitrogen dioxide gas, they mix within rainwater some little bit. But if it exceed a certain level, the acidic nature becomes more. So what is the acidic nature of the rainwater? To say rainwater is acidic in nature or acid rain to call, the pH value should be, if it is below 5.6, it is, that rain we call is as acidic rain. Even in finding the fertility of soil, they will make use of pH. Here some plants need particular pH range. The soil need particular pH range. What you have to do is take the soil, add some water and stir it, and do the filtration, and the liquid or the water, whatever, after mixing it with sand or mud, you will get at that particular place and test it with the pH scale, and you will get the its acid nature of the sand. And depending upon, if you want to neutralize, you may use limestone or quick lime, etc., which is basic in nature. Proper quantity you can use for growing good plants to get good yield. And one more case we will use pH scale is in our mouth, the tooth decay. The teeth is very important for everyone, right? To eat the food, to get the energy, we have to eat from small child to the till end of our life, right? We have to go on eating and eating. So our teeth should be in good condition. Now this teeth, you have seen decay, some of the persons will have decayed tooth. Now how decay takes place? How to prevent it? The pH of our mouth should be around 5.5. If it is less than pH value is 5.5, then it start decaying. Even though we have strong enamel in our teeth covering, it won't, usually cannot be very hard substance, enamel, tooth enamel, the outer layer of the teeth, okay. Now when you take the food, if it is much sugar content is there, carbohydrate is there, whatever it is, the microbe, the bacteria will react with them, they disintegrate the food and acid is produced, and this acid, you know, acid is corrosive in nature, right? It will corrode our teeth. So our mouth, the pH value should not decrease below 5.5 pH, okay. To avoid this, we will have to brush our teeth with the toothpaste, because toothpaste is basic in nature, so that whatever acid is produced in our mouth is neutralized by the basic character of the toothpaste, and by that we can prevent our decaying of the teeth. That is one more place we are using the pH scale. That is the importance of pH scale. And next we will study about some salts, okay. What is salt, children? It is the compound which is formed by the reaction of acid and base. You have learned in the previous class the neutralization reaction, where acid when react with the base, you will get salt and water. Now, do we have only one salt? Sodium chloride, the common salt we are using? No. There are variety, different types of salts we have. Like we have sodium chloride, common salt, NaCl. We have potassium chloride. We have magnesium chloride. All are salts. Or if you take sodium sulfate, this is salt. Or you may take magnesium sulfate. This compound is also salt. Or if you take ammonium sulfate or ammonium chloride. Potassium sulfate I will write. Okay, 2SO4. Now, if you see this here, in this side, this is an ion, right? Chloride it is. So, this salt belongs to the chloride, salt of chloride salts, and this salt is a sulfate salts. Here which acid they have to take? Hydrochloric acid they have to take, and base is sodium hydroxide, or here base is potassium hydroxide, or here it is magnesium hydroxide. Then they will get this salt. Or if you come here, this is group of salts with the an ion, same sulfate ion it is. So, it is another group of salts. And the same manner, if you take one more group where the cation is same, sodium salt I will take, sodium chloride, sodium sulfate, sodium nitrate if you take. Now here the cation sodium is, cation sodium is same. So, it is one sodium salt it is. It is one group of salts. So, in this way we have variety of group of salts. And what is the nature of salts? Some salts are acidic, some are basic. Now, how to find out their acidic or basic or neutral? If you take strong acid and strong base, when they react, the salt produced is neutral. Strong acid, strong base, the salt is neutral. Another possibility is there. If you take strong acid and weak base, reacting, after reaction you will get salt. Now, what is the nature of salt? It is acidic in nature. This salt is acidic in nature because acid you are taken is strong acid, and base, if it is weak base, then the salt is acidic in nature. Our third possibility is, if you take strong base but acid is weak, what is the salt when it formed? Its nature is a basic in nature. So, depending upon the acid and base you have taken, the salt may be acidic or basic or neutral. That is about different salts. We won't study all about this. They will play very important role, no doubt, the salts. And you have seen sea water. Sea is this mixture of several salts, and one of the important salt in our life is sodium chloride, the common salt. You know, the food without salt you cannot imagine, right? It is not tasty. In one Kannada proverb is there, right? Do you remember? Taiginta bandhuvilla, uppiginta ruchilla. And you have seen in freedom fight, Mahatma Gandhi used this salt to fight against British. Which march it is called? Dandi March. Can you remember? We won't go through that one. So, that is the importance of sodium chloride. And usually in the low lying this one in the sea bed, where this water, when it dried, you will get salt. Okay. This salt is little pinkish or brown color. When it mixes with impurities, you will get little pinkish rock salt it is called. But the salt we are using, it is pure salt here. The sea water only they will use. After drying this, we will get sodium chloride, white in color it is. Okay. Now this sodium chloride, other than cooking purpose, we have to use this sodium chloride, or the scientists have used this sodium chloride to get different materials which are very important in our day-to-day life. It may be sodium hydroxide, to produce sodium hydroxide, baking soda, or your washing soda, etc. All these are produced or manufactured by using this sodium chloride as a raw material. Now, first one, we will see how they will produce sodium hydroxide by using this sodium chloride. What they will do is, they will take sodium chloride solution, aqueous sodium chloride solution, and they pass current. When they pass current, it will produce sodium hydroxide solution along with the hydrogen gas and chlorine gas. This process is very important in industries because we need all the three products we will get after passing the current: electricity, your hydrogen gas, chlorine gas, sodium hydroxide. It will has many uses. Okay, example I will say later which all we will use. I will draw the diagram, just give a schematic diagram how they will do this. Here they will use two electrodes, cathode and anode, and in between impermeable membrane they will use, and here because gas is liberated here, there will be opening for gases, and at the cathode hydrogen gas is liberated, given out here. So they will take sodium chloride solution, it is called brine, solution of aqueous solution of sodium chloride they will take, it is called brine, and when it will go here, they will pass the electric current, and in the reaction sodium chloride along with the water, it will produce sodium hydroxide plus hydrogen gas plus chlorine gas. Okay. You have to balance it, children. This is the reaction takes place, and here at the anode, this is anode, here chlorine gas is liberated, and at the cathode hydrogen gas is liberated. They will pass the sodium chloride solution, the brine, and when the reaction takes place, the sodium hydroxide produced will come from here, this end. And all three are very important, I said, because chlorine gas is used for a bleaching purpose, and in a PVC, polyvinyl chloride pipes it is used, or in a chlorofluorocarbon to produce that they will use. Or if you come to the sodium hydroxide, your artificial fiber, detergent, soaps, paper industry, everything they want sodium hydroxide. Or if you come here, hydrogen gas, what is the use? It is a good fuel, or in the hydrogenation of oil it is used. And the fertilizer, which is a great demand even in India, you can hear in the news, demand for fertilizer, okay, ammonia. So they will produce it by using hydrogen gas. So it's a very good raw material, sodium chloride. By that we will produce various things, and this process is called, one name is the chlor-alkali process. Chlor-alkali process, because in this process chlorine is liberated, and alkali means sodium hydroxide and potassium hydroxide, the bases which will dissolve very completely in water, they are called alkali. Here we produce sodium hydroxide, right? So it is called alkali, chlor-alkali process, and it is very important process. Okay. So we will learn in the next class a few more salts, how to produce and what is their uses in the next class. Thank you.